Yo, what's up, Broncos country? How's it going tonight, guys? So I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to see if my internet got any better, just to test it out. And also, I wanted to talk about the draft coming up here in a couple of weeks. So here we go. So we got I think about 2.5 weeks until the draft starts. And I'm super excited for it. You know, Still a lot of speculation. There's still a lot of mock drafts going on. I've seen probably about 6 or 7 of them today that had the Broncos trading up to 4 to take JJ McCarthy. I've seen other ones where Broncos stay at pick 12 and they don't even draft a quarterback. They're drafting either an interior defensive lineman, a defensive back, even a wide receiver. And I've seen some where the Broncos trade back to like 23, 22, right around where the Eagles are at, and pick up a couple more picks and draft Bo Nix at 23 or 22, I think it was. But here's the problem with that. I don't think Bo Nix is going to fall that far. The only reason why I say that is because there's a lot of desperate, hungry teams for quarterbacks this year, including us. And Penix and Knicks are probably going to be the only ones there at 12 for us. And if we skip on them at 12, well, I have a feeling the Raiders are going to take one of them and probably the Seahawks. There's a few teams, in the mid of the round or, late in the teens that need quarterbacks that are possibly going to take Knicks or Penix for that matter. So I think it's best case scenario for us if Peyton really honestly thinks Nix is like the next Drew Brees and he's the leader of this team and he can develop him properly, you have to take him at pick 12. Like, you can't afford to trade back and let the Raiders scoop him up, and God forbid the Raiders get him and he balls out for them. He becomes a superstar for them. Then you're going to have Mahomes. Then you're going to have, Justin Herbert and possibly Nix or Penix, possibly balling out for the freaking Raiders. And here we are with Jared Stidham. I'd rather take the risk, honestly, at 12. I know it might seem a little bit of a reach for either one of those guys, but with Sean Payton, I trust, and I'd rather us get our hands on them than the Raiders. And then we got 3. I mean, I'm not saying Penix or Nix can both be a bust. Who knows? But I think with the right coach, they can succeed. But just imagine one of those guys going to the Raiders, and then they wind up turning out to be a superstar or even just good. Then you're literally having to deal with that, Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes all in the same division. I pass. Like, we have to get one. There's no way we can go by this year without getting a quarterback. I'm sorry. A lot of these mock drafts that say, oh, the Broncos are going to trade down. Oh, the Broncos are going to take a defensive lineman or defensive back in the draft at pick 12. Like, that's probably the worst thing you could do. I would rather take a quarterback at 12 or trade up to get one and risk it. Because just knowing Broncos country luck over the last 8 years, especially, we don't take Knicks, we don't take Penix or whatever, and one of them goes to the Raiders, and then they wind up becoming a superstar. And then we got 3 superstar quarterbacks in our division, and we don't have anything. Granted, now that could be a good thing coming out next year. We're probably not going to be very good. We'll probably suck. We'll probably get a high draft pick next year, and you can go into the draft and pick your quarterback. But honestly, I don't think Sean Payton has that much time. A lot of people were talking, if Sean Payton doesn't get this right, he's probably going to be fired after next year. Like, not 2024, but 2025. I don't 100% agree with that, but I mean, anything is possible. And I really, really don't want to have to go through another coaching search, having to get another quarterback, whatever. I mean, if I had to choose, I at least want to keep one, whether it's the quarterback or the coach. Like, you got to have one of those in place because I don't want to go through the whole desert of trying to find another head coach, trying to find another quarterback. I don't think Sean Payton's going to want to wait another year to get a quarterback. Honestly, I mean, unless he honestly thinks, Knicks or Penix are a complete and absolute bust. But, I mean, it's hard to tell. Even, like, the best coaches in the world, might have that problem. So, we just got to take the risk. With that said, I think Peyton will take Nix. I think he's a perfect fit for Peyton's scheme. And I hope, Peyton thinks the same way. But with that said, Nix is still my guy at pick 12. Honestly, I'm more apt to trade up or stay at pick 12. I do not want to trade back. I know I said I didn't care before, but honestly, I do care now. I don't want to trade back. I'd rather stay at pick 12, draft Nix, and have our quarterback and let Sean Payton develop him. I don't want, the Raiders to get a hold of him and then he turns into a superstar. And then we're going to look like bigger idiots. So will Peyton if Nix winds up being one of those good freaking quarterbacks and, the Raiders take him and then you're dealing with Nix every year, twice a year. You're dealing with Patrick Mahomes twice a year. You're dealing with Justin Herbert twice a year. I'd rather take the risk and take Bo Nix, honestly. And like I said, I saw a mock draft earlier today that had the Broncos trading up, I think, to 3 with the Patriots. Like they said something about giving up, what was it? Like the first this year. I think it was a first next year or something like that, or a second rounder next year, and then like our third this year, and trading up to get, to 3 to get JJ, I believe it was, or Drake May. Maybe it was 4. But I'm just like, I don't think that's going to be enough. The first this year, pick 12, pick 3 this year, and, a second rounder next year. Like the Minnesota Vikings, in their own way, can give up 2 first rounders this year. So why would the Cardinals or them guys, take just 1 first, a second, and a third? The thing is, what the guy was trying to say though is the Broncos could also give up the first next year because with that, the Broncos are probably going to be worse than the Vikings this coming up season, and their first round pick next year will be higher. Maybe the Cardinals would want a first this year and a first next year, knowing that the first next year is going to be really high because the Broncos are going to be bad versus having a 23rd overall pick in this year's draft. So there's a lot of things going out. There's a lot of things being said, a lot of rumors. But I'm excited to see what happens. Like I said, I think the Broncos will stay at pick 12, draft Bo Nix, or trade up. Trading back to me is, at this point, watching all these drafts and seeing how everything's unfolding with Nix, JJ, Penix, just seeing how everything's unfolding, there's no way we could trade back. There is no way. Like if we want a quarterback, we either got to trade up or stay at 12 and draft one. Trading back is not an option at this point anymore. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe on this video. Please hop over to my YouTube page. It's right here in the name, Rocky Mountain Blitz. Please go over there, like, comment, subscribe on that video too, and follow me on that page, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.